Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be for myself, a very fun video. I have a bunch of Kim Kardashian Beauty makeup in front of me. And so today on camera, we're basically just going to test it all out and see how I like it. The products that I do have include the KKW and Mario collab. So I got the entire collection, so the eyeshadow as well as the lipstick and the 2 lip glosses. So we are going to be trying these out today on the eyes, seeing if they perform well, if they're pigmented, how they blend. We are going to check all that out firsthand here. Ow. And then I also got the new KKW Beauty concealer, brightening powder, as well as the translucent. So I lost the packaging to the translucent, that's why it looks like this. But we're gonna jump right into this video, get started with everything. So if you're interested in seeing out what I think about these products, if they blend well, if they work well on my skin, then please, I'm gonna start by putting my little ears on. My cat ears. And for this video in particular, I am wearing my Kylie Jenner shirt, repping Kylie for the Kim video. But yeah, so let's go ahead and open up this KKW and Mario collab. I am not a fan of the packaging. This is the inside of the palette. These are the vibrant colors of the palette. You get 10 shades in this palette, and this retails at $45 on its own. This packaging to me looks and feels very cheap. And when Kim sent it out, or Kim's team sent it out, they didn't bubble wrap anything. And one thing that really bugs me is that this doesn't have a sleeve over the colors, so my mirror is going to get very dirty. The palette itself is going to get very dirty, and that's something just minor, but that's something that I love in eyeshadow palettes. I love to have my sleeve over the shadows. I keep the sleeves on all of them, and if you guys seen my last beauty haul, the Beautylish haul, same thing with the Jeffree Star one, it didn't have a sleeve, so that's the only downfall about this eyeshadow palette here. The packaging itself is very skinny and mini, and yes, this is great for traveling, but it just feels very cheap. So hopefully the shadows inside are great quality. I'm going to be using my NYX Proof It base primer. I've usually been using concealer, but I'm just going to go ahead and use a primer because I really want to test this out and make sure that it's going to work to the best of its advantage. So let's go ahead. So have you guys been liking my Get Fit With Me videos? Yes or no? Leave your comments down below. Do you guys have certain workouts that you want to see, or are you guys interested in like a grocery haul? Please leave all those comments down below. I haven't gotten any feedback from anybody yet, so I'm interested to know if you guys are actually liking those so we can continue them. Jason is actually in Vegas now. He's living in Vegas right now, so it's a little bit harder to get him to do them with me, but he will be sending over his results so I can just include those in the videos. So I'm just going to set my eyes with translucent powder, and I'm using the Coty Airspun translucent powder. Okay, so for the first shade, I'm going to go ahead and use the M504. Excuse me, I need to learn more brushes. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with this third shade here, which is called Miami. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade. So I'm just going to go just a little bit above the crease. And that's about how much is on the brush. I don't want to use too much because I don't know if they're pigmented or not. So it looks about true to size, true to pick up. The right amount of color is on my lid, so we're going to just pick up a little bit more. And right away, these are blending really nicely. It's placing really nice on top of this primer. If you guys see me looking over to the side, it's because my monitor is here, but then if I'm looking this way, it's because my mirror is here. So let's try and put this in the center so I'm not looking too far over to the side. I'm loving the way that this is blending out. It's blending out very nice. So this is the first transition shade in the shade Miami. It's a very nice warm brown, but it's not too brown or too warm. And I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so that blended out very nicely. As you can see, it looks very nice. It's not too patchy at all. It blended very seamlessly, so I am enjoying that a lot. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M505. It's just a little bit of a stiffer blending brush. And I'm going to take this second shade here, and this is in the shade Albanian. Albanian, yeah, that's right. So that one there. We're just gonna pick up just a little bit of that color because we don't want too much, because we don't know how pigmented these are yet. And we are gonna blend that into the crease. A little bit more of that color up. I'm gonna go ahead and go back in with that first transition shade, and I'm gonna buff this out just a little bit more. And I'm gonna take an even smaller brush so that we have a little bit more control of the color. This is the Morphe M506, so it's even smaller. I'm going back in with that color Albanian, or Albanian, I don't know how to say it. And we're focusing that color just in the crease. Okay, so I feel like that is blended enough for now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an even smaller brush. So I'm gonna take my MAC 217, very old brush, and I'm gonna go in with this brown shade here on the outer corner. So this brown shade is called Loyalty, I think. Yeah, that's Loyalty. So we're gonna take Loyalty and we're gonna brush this. So this color has a lot of fallout. As I just dipped my brush in there, you can see how much fallout that has. Same thing with the shade Albanian, which is not a bad thing because more fallout usually means higher pigment. If a eyeshadow palette doesn't have any fallout, then you should be worried. But we're gonna go ahead and just lightly dust this. Whew, that is pigmented. Lightly dust this onto the corner, just like that. And brush it in. We're focusing on keeping that one on the outer part of the V. And right now I'm just packing more of that color on because once you blend it, it kind of fades just a little bit, not too much, which is not a bad thing. And then I'm gonna take a flat brush. So I'm taking this flat one from MAC, and I don't remember the number, and the number rubbed off. It's the 230, I think, or 280. It looks like 230 brush. It's just a flat brush. And we're gonna go in with this shade here, which is 2008. And we are gonna, should we do 2008? No, we're gonna do this one. So we're gonna go in with this shade here, which is Armenian. And I'm not gonna use any Fix Plus or anything on this. I wanna see how well and how pigmented it is from the first swab of it. So that's how much is on the brush, if you can see that. We're just gonna put that on. Ooh, yeah. Kim knew what she was doing when she made this palette because these colors are so pigmented. You don't even need Fix Plus with this shimmer shade. Are you kidding me? Look at how pigmented that is. There's a lot of shimmer on the brush. And it definitely looks nice. I'm gonna pick a little bit more up because I want to build that color up. and I want to make it intense without having to put Fix Plus. You don't need it, so you don't need to use it. Last step of the eye look, well actually second to last. So first we're gonna just rub this a little bit more. And then what I want to do is I'm going to take another brush, so a clean brush, and I'm going to take a small one because I just want to pack a little bit of color on this area. So I'm going to go in with this one, the Morphe E36, tiny brush. I'm going to go in with this purple shade, which is called Vegas. Yeah, baby. And we're going to blend that right down the center of these two shades right here. Is that picking up on camera? Because it's not really picking up. That looks beautiful. So all I did, I finished up this eye here, and then I put my lashes on, my eyebrows, and my foundation. So if you are new to my channel, the foundation that I have been absolutely loving is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. My shade is in the shade Punjab. I did notice I got a little tan from working Coachella, so I will probably need to get a darker shade now, but this has been like my go-to foundation lately, so that is what I have on now. The eyelashes that I am wearing are the Ardell Wispies. So let's go ahead and just move right along to the KKW Beauty Concealer Kits. So this is the concealer that I got, and mine is in the shade number 5. I wanted to get it in the shade number 4, but it looked like it was just like too light from what I looked at online, as well as it looked like it had too much of a pink undertone. So this is the shade that I went with, and it actually seems to be an alright color. That actually looks really white. My beauty blender is already damp, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead. Nice doe foot applicator, kind of looks like the Tarte one, but not as big. Okay, so that's very flexible. That's cool. I don't know how quickly this dries, so I'm just going to apply one side at a time, and let's go ahead and start blending that out. Okay, so shade number 5 actually looks really nice on my skin. This definitely isn't as full coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape, but I don't think anything at this point is as full coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape. Nothing has really beat the Tarte one. That looks really nice on my skin. It blended out quick. Did you guys see how quick that blended out? I'm gonna add another few little stripes just right here because I noticed that that area needs just a little bit more coverage. So let's blend. Okay, wow, I love it. I love the way that it looks, and that seems to be like the perfect shade. It's one shade lighter than my skin tone, so it's not too light. Gives enough highlight. Love it! Let's move on to the other side. I'm gonna put this over. This is fine. So for the other side, we're just gonna do the same thing. I love that this doe foot is very flexible. It allows you to move it wherever you want to, and you can kind of like blend it out with this also, which I won't be doing. And let's quickly blend that because I don't know, again, like I said, how quick it dries, but based off how quick it blended out on the other side, I don't think it dries that quick. And look up. Make sure we blend into the creases because we don't want any crease lines. Holy crap. That is such a good concealer. Do you guys see how that looks on my skin? Am I tripping? I don't think I'm tripping. That is beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the rest of the face with the concealer like we normally do. So this concealer is definitely like an A+ for me. We will see how it wears throughout the day, and I will leave that down in the description box below so you guys know my final thoughts on it. But just based off how well it blended, you can tell that it's starting to crease just a little bit under the eyes, so we're going to blend that out even more. And next what we're going to do, we're going to move on to the, did I tell you guys my shade number was shade number 5? I think so. So next we're going to move on to the translucent powder. So you get 0.123 ounces in this. This is extremely tiny. And because I had to buy different colors of translucent powder, brightening powder, and concealer, I didn't want to stick with just the kit. So I had to buy everything separate, and this is $18. Look at how tiny this is. This is as big as the palm of my hand, and all the product is inside, just like that. So we're gonna blend out the creases. If there is any, just dab the Beauty blender. You can see right here, this needs to be blended just a little bit more. And we're gonna dab our Beauty blender into it, just like that, and set the under eyes. We're not gonna bake with it so much. We're just gonna really press it into the skin. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Hey, that looks so flawless. Okay, I'm loving it. I'm going to go ahead and bring it down a little bit. I need to set my pores in this area because I get very oily. So we're just going to press it into the skin with the Beauty blender. This small little thing is worth $18. It's for sale for $18. The translucent is like, powder is filled almost to the top, but even then it's just, that's $18 is a lot when you can spend a few more dollars more and get the Laura Mercier one, or you can go to the drugstore and get the Coty Airspun for $9. This has been my holy grail translucent powder, so I don't think that the Kim Kardashian West Beauty translucent powder is a must-have, but if you're a collector and grab my brushes. If you're a collector and you're all about collecting makeup, then and you absolutely have to have it, then you know, to each its own, but I don't think that it's worth that much money. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Kim Kardashian West Beauty brush and brush this out. Okay, so I'm taking my Smith cosmetic brush in 112. Let's just do this. And so we are going to start with the brightening powder. So I got the shade number 2 in the brightening powder. This one has like a small pink undertone, I believe, if I remember right. Let's see. Ouch. Ow, that hurt. Unbelievable. Yeah, so this is a pink brightener, as you can see here. This is cute that it comes with a little mirror. It's very compact, but the size of this, you get 0.127 ounces. And again, this one is also $18, which is a lot of money, but I'm gonna take my Smith it's a lot of money for a product that is so small. That's what I should have said. And I'm taking my Smith 112 brush, and we're just gonna swirl that into the pan. And there's a little bit of fallout, but not much. And we're gonna just dab that under the eye. And that definitely did brighten up the area. Is there luminosity in this? There is a luminosity in this. I can see it. It's reflecting through the camera. Do you guys see that? It's like a luminosity right here. I'm not liking that because that's accentuating my pores. That accentuated my pores big time. Not liking it, but I do need to do it to the other side as well. So we're just gonna dab, dab, dab. I'm gonna finish off my face, and then we'll come back to do the lipstick and close out this video. So I curled my hair, that way I can close out this video looking nice instead of with 2 cat ears on. Basically, to bronze my skin, I just used my NARS Laguna. Why am I bouncing? I used my NARS Laguna bronzer. I have gone back to this bronzer and I am so in love with it all over again. Absolutely love it. For blush, I used the Milani powder blush. This was my holy grail for a really long time and it still is so good. Okay, so yeah, this is in Romantic Rose. I used that to blush up my cheeks. And then I kept it in the family for highlight, and I went with the Kylie Cosmetics highlighter in the shade French Vanilla. It has a very gold but yellow undertone to it. It was almost a little too bright, so I had to just brush it out just a little bit. And then I completed my under eyes. I went in with the transition shade in Miami, and then I topped it with Albanian just right underneath. Put on some mascara, and now we are going to complete the look with lips. So in the collection, the KKW times Mario or X Mario collection, you get 1 lipstick as well as 2 lip glosses. So let's go ahead and open these up. The lipstick is called Classic K, and that's your packaging. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. Oh, this is very cheap feeling. You know what this reminds me of? I have a lipstick that turns just like that. The next one. That's what it reminds me of, the NYX Trail. It's a very cheap packaging, but the outer part of the packaging is actually really nice. It kind of resembles the crystals, like the crystals that she had in her perfume collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Pillow Talk. Ooh, that feels so good. Wow. Did you guys see that? That was like 1 swipe. It's super pigmented and it's definitely super creamy. It smells like, it smells weird. It definitely just smells like product, you know? Like how crayons, that's what it smells like. It smells like a crayon. Wow. That came to mind quick. So this is definitely very creamy, very pigmented. I like it. All shade aside though, I don't like the packaging for it. The packaging on the outer part is very nice, but just this inner part seems very cheap and flimsy. But really that's about as much product as you get right there, because then it doesn't scroll up anymore past that. So any product that is left down below here, you can't get out unless you scrape it out, of course. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to purchase those or purchase that. And then next for the glosses, we have Super Nude and Juicy. So let's go ahead and unpackage these both and see what they look like. I definitely love the gray as well, because I think from what I saw from the website, it said that gray is Mario's favorite color. So these come in the same exact packaging as the concealer with just a different topper. So I like those. And then as well, the actual packaging here is frosted, so it's very nice. I think for my look, I'm gonna go in with this one because it's nude. And this is called Super Nude. Wow. Let's go ahead and top that over top. Oh, and by the way, this lipstick is, it's like a satin. It's not necessarily matte at all, so. Ooh. That's nice. This one doesn't smell like anything, and it does come with that same flimsy doe foot applicator that the concealer came with. That completes this look. So all in all, I would say that this KKW and Mario eyeshadow palette is It's a great palette. These are definitely colors that you can find in another palette if you don't want to splurge and pay $45. Again, like I said in the beginning, the packaging is very cheap, but overall it's a great palette. The colors are very pigmented and they do blend really nice. I was able to create a very nice look on my eyes using only 5 of the shades, so 5 of the 10. So if you want to splurge, I think this is worth the splurge. Next thing that I think is worth the splurge is this concealer. This, I would say, it's compared to Shape Tape, but it's definitely not as good as Shape Tape. The coverage is there. The coverage is not there, but it's definitely buildable. It doesn't dry down right away, and you have time to blend it out. It blended out very nicely and so seamlessly and quick. So I think this is worth the $18. And again, mine was in the shade 5, so keep that in mind if you do go to purchase yours. Another thing that I think was worth the money are these 2 lip glosses. I didn't try this one here in the shade Juicy, but just by the way that Super Nude applied on my lips, I'm loving the way that it looks. It's definitely nice and glossy, but it's not like a thick, nasty gloss. It sits nicely on the lips, so I'm loving these. These are $18 each as well, I think. Don't quote me on that, but these are great as well. 2 products that I would say save your money on are these 2 here. So this one is the translucent powder. Again, it's just way too small. It did blend out nicely underneath my eyes. It did set down my concealer very nicely, but it just... $18 is a lot for a translucent powder when you can really go to the Walmart and pay $9 for this one, which I would say is 100% better than that one. This one just really sets your face down really nicely. Your face looks very matte and it's not over drying. So this one, it has loose, you know, the powder is a very fine milded powder, but $18 is a far reach for something that is so small like this with not much product inside of it. And then another thing that I would say save your money on, maybe I just need to test out another shade, I'm not too sure, but this brightening powder here, mine is again in the shade number 2. Maybe if I would have gotten the shade number 3, which is the yellow undertone, I would have liked it a little bit more. But just to me, I can't even open it. The packaging is so hard to open. But for me, this looks like it should be worth maybe $10, not $18. And the pan size on this, again, is not that big. You're getting 0.127 ounces in here, and it is a pearly brightening powder, so it does reflect some pearls, and that definitely accentuates my pores, so I'm not a fan of this. So I would say save your money on these 2. And then this last product is definitely a hit or miss. It's primarily up to you and what you like. So I'm a huge packaging junkie. Packaging is usually what sells me on a product. If I was to see this inside a store, you know, on the gondola, the packaging on this, it's nice, but it's not like stand out. I would have definitely loved to see maybe like this color packaging for this lipstick with KKW Beauty in like this shade, something like that for this lipstick. Again, that's not a big deal, but then once you open it up on the inside, it is a very cheap packaging. It just seems super flimsy. So the product itself on the inside is great. It's very pigmented, it's very creamy. You guys saw it when I applied it, so this is definitely up to your own discretion. So yeah, that is my first impressions on these KKW Beauty products. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Leave any comments, questions, or concerns down below. Let me know what products you tried that you're loving, what products you didn't try, what products do you want to try, and also let me know what videos you would like to see from me coming up soon. I am filming a lot more, so you guys will definitely be seeing more of this face here on my channel. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye!